I am thrilled to be the MC for today's Moda Martingale All in a Row Beauty Pageant. Now, before we get started today, I have to tell you that this is about as authentic a beauty pageant as I'll ever be involved in. So, it's important to know that when you're at a beauty pageant, I've watched all of 1-2-hour Miss America pageant, so I know a lot about it. But you definitely have to cheer for your favorites, right? So let's practice a little cheering for your favorites. Yay! Now, some are going to be like your super favorites, and you might have to whistle for them. Let's hear that. Right? Okay, and there might even be some screams of like, I can't believe that's so amazing. People, we could have done this at 8 o'clock this morning, but no, we waited until 5:15 until you were really warmed up from the schoolhouse day, right? So, live from the convention center in hot and humid, I'm here to attest to it, Houston, Texas. Welcome to the Martingale and Moda Fabrics first ever Moda All-Stars It's a Beauty of a Book party. Woo! To celebrate the release of All in a Row, this beautiful book, we've got a lineup to share with you that's truly one of a kind. And how best to present the 24 rows and designers featured in the book? What else but a Moda All-Stars All in a Row beauty pageant? See, now some of you are catching on. I don't even have to give you the sign. All right, before we get started with our first designer row, here's a brief description. All in a Row is the first in a series of Moda All-Star books. You can expect to see more compilation books from the All-Star cast of Moda designers. Come by the Martingale booth, which is number 2126, and we'll share more details of what's to come. But this first book delivers in December, and 3 lucky pageant viewers today will get to take home a book. The first book's delivered to shops in December. Plenty of time for you to order and get the jump on a new club or a group for your shop, or to do that just-in-time holiday gifts. Pre-orders for the books are being accepted at both United Notions booth 1933 and at Martingale booth 2126. In addition to the 23 individual rows, wait for it people, there are 9 blender rows. To be mixed and matched and used in between rows as you please, giving every individual row the chance to be a star. All the rows are 48 inches wide. We did the math. There is a 10-page gallery of quilts in the center of the book. For inspiration on combining rows, colors, and decorating using single rows. Plus, for each of the 24 designers, you won't want to miss their sage advice and humor in the Here's the Skinny sidebar that appears alongside each of their projects. As you leave today, and if you leave out of one of these 2 doors in the front of the room, you will get an Author Hop passport. And you can use that Author Hop passport at the show to write down the hidden talent of the designer whose row it is. How will you find the hidden talent? You will find their beauty contestant sash in their booth, and you will write the corresponding designer's number that's next to their name, next to the hidden talent. You will not be given any answers during this, so you don't have to take notes. You have to find the sashes in their booth, and they'll either be in the Martingale booth or the Moda booth, and that's where you'll find them. So play along if you like. You'll have the chance to win 12 copies of All in a Row for your shop. And there'll be one winner at the United Notions booth where you can turn in your form, or there'll be one winner from the Martingale booth where you can turn in your form. So enter to win. Details of that are on the handout when you leave. So, without further ado, let's get the party started. To warm up the audience, as we sometimes do in TV land, we have one willing participant from Martingale who is going to demo how you will see the rows as they sashay down the aisle. And this is your chance to practice your hoots, your hollers, and your clapping. Miss Karen. Looking lovely. what to do. So now you calm that fears. What follows is not at all close to a real beauty pageant, but we hope to have fun as we finish the day. So sit back, relax, and cheer for your favorite rows and designers. And this is important, know that everything you hear about the rows, patterns, and books is most certainly true. And everything you hear about the designers wearing them, well, we'll leave that part up to you to guess the fact from the fiction. But remember, in this pageant, sarcasm is a form of wit. So I'm your hostess, Jennifer Keltner with Martingale. Now, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome the first of the Miss All in a Row stars, Sandy Klopp. Sandy is wearing her rose, Sing Your Song, representing the great state of California, and all people who wish their name was Jane. Sandy is a former winner of the Miss American Jane pageant, primarily because she is the one and only American Jane. Her fusible applique design is stitched in place with machine zigzag and blanket stitches. Do a spin there, Sandy. Fun fact, if you place sheet music over Sandy's row, the musical notes are perfectly aligned to play Yankee Doodle Dandy. Thank you, Miss Sandy. Next up, Sandy Gervais, Pieces from My Heart, wearing her row, thread and pincushion, looking very elegant. Sandy hails from the great state of Iowa, known for being the birthplace of education with the Iowa Basic Skills Test. Sandy makes sure to educate quilters on how they can have success keeping their corner points on those spools by using an easy flip and sew method to add corner triangles. Here's a fun fact about Sandy. She lives next door to the often imitated but rarely seen, one-of-a-kind candy corn farm. Only in Iowa. Next up, Miss Pat Sloan wearing her row Wash Day. Washington, D.C. in Herndon, Virginia, and one can only imagine her proximity to Washington led her to her design theme. You certainly won't have any wash day blues if hanging your laundry involves Pat's fast and fun fusible bloomers, dresses, and socks hanging from a rick-rack clothesline. Thank you, Miss Pat. Next up from Sweetwater, I believe this is Lisa, correct? And her mom, Paula Eisenach. They are 2/3 of the Sweetwater gang, wearing her row Bloom. Extra, read all about it. Please welcome a 4-time citywide newspaper delivery girl champion, judged on how well she can hit the front porch from a distance of 30 feet. All the news that's fit to print on fabric can be found on Sweetwater's row. Newsprint fabrics are used as the background fields for the red Dresden flowers with black gingham centers that are machine stitched onto the background. All adaptable, of course, to your favorite method. Oh, people, give it up for Miss Ann Hill of Bunny Hill Designs wearing her row, Snowy Day. You know Ann well from the lesser known of Fats Domino's hit song, I Found My Thrill on Bunny Hill. But baby, it's cold outside on her row as 5 frolicking needle-turn snowmen are sporting a fashionable array of hats, scarves, atop a pieced patchwork background. Fun fact, Anne was the winner of the pageants before we came to this show, Haribo Gummy Bears Good Dental Health Award. Why? Because when we asked Anne to tell us her go-to snack food for a full day or night of quilting, her answer, Haribo Gummy Bears, and I quote, but it has to be that brand. Way to go, Anne. Next up, it's the dynamic duo, Barb Groves and Mary Jacobson of Me and My Sister. Wearing their row, Fetch. With talents too numerous to mention in a single runway walk, this sister-sister duo went to the dogs with patchwork pups and pinwheels inspired by Barb's dog, Bella the Terrier. Personalize the pooches to match your favorite pet. Worried that they'll only be known for their successfully simple designs, the sisters prepared a complex math joke for the talent portion of today's pageant. Here it is. There's a fine line between a numerator and a denominator, and only a fraction of you people will understand this. For those of you keeping score, they came in a close second to last on the talent portion of today's Thank you. Next up, Adinta Sitar from Laundry Basket wearing her bird on a pumpkin. Winner of the Frank Burns It's Nice to Be Nice to the Nice Award, voted on by her fellow pageant contestants. Adinta's pea sleeves and fused pumpkins are the perfect combinations of two techniques on her row. Continuing the combination theme, Adinta recently made the move from Michigan to California, and as a part-year resident of each state, she's representing the new state of Caligan, or was it Michifornia, in today's pageant. And speaking of combo state representatives, please welcome Miss Arizexis, Carrie Nelson. Looks like you've done something with your hair, Miss Arizexis. Wearing her row houses. Woo! Look out. Known for her literal take on almost everything, Carrie put her houses all in a row. Oh, get it? All in a row. A part-time realtor wannabe, Carrie has some advice for recreating her pieced houses. Don't worry about matching all the fabrics, Carrie says. Just put what you like and go for it. Every neighborhood has that one house that doesn't quite fit. And that's what makes the neighborhood awesome. So that completes the first chapter in the All in a Row book, which is the Bit of Whimsy chapter. And our next group is from the well-seasoned section, beginning with none other than Lynn Hagmeyer of Kansas Troubles Quilter, wearing her row Fall. Lynn squirreled away some of her very best design juju for her row, featuring not only fall leaves and acorns, but beacorns and seacorns as well. When asked to participate in the pageant, Lynn was the first to join in the fun, replying, "I wouldn't want you to leave me out of it." It's okay to groan, people. We need some enthusiasm even late in the day. I'm here all week. Don't forget to tip your waiter. Okay, representing the great state of Wisconsin, the Green Bay Packers and cheese lovers everywhere, it's today's birthday girl, Lisa Bonjean of Primitive Gatherings, wearing her row in November. While her quilt does appear in the seasonal rose sections, it's actually a television series that inspired her row. Can you guess which one? Orange is the New Black, of course. Needle turn applique and embellished with a few hand embroidery stitches, Lisa suggests her row could be made even quicker with wool and fusible applique. And now, for a brief chorus, let's wish Lisa happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Take another spin of the aisle, Lisa.
Birthday, dear Lisa. Happy birthday to you.
All right, next up, Miss Lori Simpson, the quilty half of the Minnick and Simpson duo, wearing her row Sand Pails. Always and forever representing the USA with red, white, and blue color combinations. Get ready to groan. Lori's applique skills are beyond the pale. You were warned, get it? Lori's talent portion of today's event included a poetry slam dedicated to her sister and business partner Polly Minnick, whom Lori described as both the wind in my sail and the sand in my pail. We won't say where she finished in the talent portion. Next up, representing Miss Corey Yoder, it looks like we have a fill-in from Little Miss Shabby, wearing her row Birdies and Trees, but we know you'll love the style of Corey and be all a twitter over the forest of fir trees and little fast-to-fuse applique birds on her row. After spending 6 years as Santa's elf at the local mall, it's no longer possible for Corey to finish a holiday project without including at least one Santa hat. So look for that sassy little addition to one of the birds. All right, next up, this row may either delight you or terrify you, depending on your perspective. Cheerio and hello to Janet Clare, our one and only UK entry to the pageant. Wearing her row bunch bunny play date. If bunnies are your favorite woodland creature, you're sure to be delighted by her row, unless you're a gardener or like my husband and bunnies become public enemy number one. Then avert your eyes. But we think it's all a romp through the meadow and chasing butterflies, fast to fuse and stitch in place. Janet shares a brilliant tip in the book about using a brass brad to attach the leg and body pattern pieces together to determine how to position your bunnies as you wish. That way, no two bunnies need to be identical as they hop across the row. Here we go, another stand-in. 7-time international double Dutch jump roping champion and talent contest winner dazzled our abilities with her ability not only to jump rope, but to twirl her own 2 ropes while she did it. Think about it, people. This is Brenda Riddle from Acorn Quilt and Gift Company's row Garland Knot. Inspired by her unique talent, she chose to incorporate double 9 patch blocks and a knotted garland of leaves and berries. But don't worry, you won't be tied up in knots trying to complete this row. It's simple, fast, and fun to fuse the leaves and berries and stitch them in place in no time. Oh, get ready with your holiday game on. Here is Kathy Schmitz wearing her row, Winter Friends, and proving there's no business like snow business. Kathy's been starstruck over star blocks in the red and cream color combo since she was a kid. Her stem stitch snowman embroidery block steals the show on her row in his French polka dot knitted sweater with flakes falling all around him. Winner of the Godiva or Go Home trophy, Kathy was asked to share what she's doing when she's not quilting. Her answer, I'm thinking about going to the gym or eating chocolate. Why choose between applique and patchwork when you can do both, as the lovely Kate Spain proves, wearing her row, He Loves Me. The devil is in the details on this attention-getting row. Kate fussy cut her flower centers to showcase the part of the prints she wanted most. An interesting side note, as a child, Kate spent lots of time watching movie classics such as My Fair Lady, where she believed Eliza Doolittle was singing "The Rain, Kate Spain, Falls Mainly on the Airplane." Now for our final chapter in the book, Classic Patchwork, we need to give up an Aussie, 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 oi, oi, oi. That's the L that invites in the one, the only Jen Kingwell wearing her Meadow Rose roll. She was the longest distance contributor for the book and the first to submit her finished row. You can't keep a good woman down who is passionate about hand piecing and hand quilting. She's done both on this garden of patchwork flower rows. When asked if there were any circumstances under which she could not start a new project, Jen answered, "It's never happened. I start new things all the time. I'm the queen of unfinished projects, I am." Well, watch out, Jen. I'm betting there are some other royal subjects in the audience vying for that crown as well. We have a celebrity stand-in for Miss Camille Ross Kelly. See if you can recognize this one. Wearing Camille's row Twinkle. Don't be fooled. Camille is definitely a Moda All-Star, and while she's all thimble blossoms all the time, can you guess which half of the Bonnie and Camille line she represents? That's right, she's the Camille half of Bonnie and Camille. If she was here in person, she'd show you now, but instead I will tell you just one little secret about this mother of 3 boys. She can do both the whip and the nay-nay. It's true. Ask her about it when you see her later. Next up, everything old is new again with our next entrant who loves bringing 19th century fabric prints and blocks into the 21st century. Please welcome the often imitated but never replicated Betsy Chutchian wearing her row Biddy baskets. Applique baskets, large and small, are interspersed with traditional piece blocks. And you can, oh my gosh, she's flying the judge, the celebrity judges are candy. That's a low blow, but I think she missed the judges because they're not in the audience. Oh well. Next up, modeling for the missing Barbara Brackman, she sent a stunt double who you might recognize from earlier to wear her row Double Stars. Dos Equis may have the most interesting man in the world promoting their brand. You know the guy, he doesn't drink beer all the time, but when he does. Well, Barbara may well be the most interesting woman in the quilt world. She may not quilt all the time, but when she does, she works with Moda Fabrics and creates a classic row that is as timeless and captivating as the designer herself. 6 scrappy double star blocks are unified by the choice of a single fabric in the center of all 6. Please give it up for Barbara's stunt double. None other than the acquisitions editor, Karen Burns. Alma Allen, half of the Blackbird Designs team with Barb Adams wearing her row, Tisket-a-Tasket, representing the great states of Kansas and Missouri and probably celebrating a Royals baseball return to the World Series. Fingers crossed. Alma and Barb are practically royalty themselves in the world of quilting. They hit a home run with their row. Pieced basket blocks have a long history in quilt making, and their row features 3 variations. Secret talent of Alma's that she might not tell you herself, able to applique with one hand tied behind her back. I believe she's demoing that in the booth later, right? Okay, on the straight and narrow, please give a warm welcome to Kari Mang, French General, wearing her robe, Drunkard's Path. Now, I was going to tell you that the inspiration for Kari's row came to her while in France on vacation over a bottle of wine and then another, but it wouldn't be true. A true Francophile, Kari is simply into classics in every sense of the word. A 2-color row that's anything but plain, she keeps it scrappy using a combination of her French General fabrics, all united to create a delightful row. Merci beaucoup. Often mistaken for Her Royal Highness and the heiress to the non-existent Fig Newton fortune, please welcome Joanna Figueroa of Fig Tree Designs. Wearing her robe, we are family. She's got the bubble wrap dress going on. A business owner, designer, wife, and mother, she knows a little something about making strong individuals blend together. So for her row, piece star blocks stand by themselves, but when joined together and linked with a skinny sashik, they form a strong chain of stars, much like a strong family. If you're looking to hang out with Joanna, know that her favorite snack foods when she's quilting are chocolate, Doritos, and Diet Coke, and we assume not all at the same time. And last, but certainly not least, Lisa Alexander, Superwoman, wearing her blender rose, failing to win the Vita Vita Regiment spokesperson role. Lisa took the blender by the blade, so to speak, and designed her own blend of terrific rows, 9 of them in all. A true middle child in her family, Lisa's peacekeeper mentality and can't we all just get along spirit led her to create the 9 rows that help all the others get along better. Need space around to give you some relief between the 20 other brilliant rows in the book? Look no further than Moda Lisa's row by row by row by row by row by row by row of options, if you get what I mean. All right, I'm going to ask all of our contestants to come back to the front, and while we do that, I'm going to ask these 2 lovely ladies to stand up and show you a couple of the rows from the gallery section of the book. As I said, there's a 10-page gallery of quilts shown in the book for inspiration on combining rows and various combinations, with special thanks to Sarah Hechtman, Susan Aki, Melissa Corey, and Maggie Honeyman for designing them. We're totally not insured for this portion of the show, but please welcome all our contestants. There are more options on display in the United Nations booth 1933 and in Martingale's booth 2126, where we have excellent show specials on the book and all of our other fabulous titles, so please come by. Now we're going to draw for winners in today's audience, so can we get the baskets up here for a drawing if you haven't put your business card in yet? And remember, as you exit today, to pick up your Author Hop Passport if you want to play along to win 12 copies all in a row. All the details are on the handout. We didn't mention this. Right, Camille, get over there against the wall. But we do have a crown. It's not often you can find an inflatable crown, but we managed. And in lieu of fresh flowers, because it's a little warm, we have a lovely scepter. But we will be crowning a winner shortly, so hold on. The judges are in deliberation of who the winner is. All right, the judges have reached a decision. If you will just stay seated for a moment as we crown the winner. He or she will need to take a long walk down the aisle, and you can all cheer as you would at the regular pageant, because I'm sure this all seems very realistic, right? And this crown will probably hold it till at least the next quilt market. So the winner of the Miss Moda All-Star. Listen, you've seen flowers wilt, people. That's not the winner for pulling this whole motley crew of beauty pageant contestants together, and the genius behind the Moda marketing machine is Miss Mona Lisa. Market. Thank you.